Hello, my name is Charlotte Hill. I have the autoimmune disease Ankylosing spondylitis, which mostly affects the spine. I was diagnosed when I was 18 years old, just after I left school and as I was starting university. I was an international lacrosse player at the time with dreams of playing in a lacrosse World Cup. And unfortunately, when I first started experiencing lower back pain at a training camp, it changed my life forever. I suddenly couldn't run around the pitch as I would like to. I couldn't predictably play a game of lacrosse, both for Cambridge and for England. And I couldn't do simple things that you take for granted, like sleep in a bed. I slept on the floor because I couldn't roll over in bed. It was too painful. Couldn't sometimes get on a bicycle. I couldn't put my trousers on. And I was very lucky in that I had an amazing physiotherapist that actually picked up pretty quickly that I might have this condition. And so I was actually diagnosed within the first few years of experiencing symptoms, which was really helpful. Although at the time, people with autoimmune diseases, they weren't really around then. I didn't know anyone. And so I had a very little clue as to what an autoimmune condition was for a very long time. But I was lucky to be under the care of a rheumatologist. And I, at the time, just managed to continue on mostly living my life. So I did half marathons, I did triathlons, I did things like cycle across the length of the UK, where I'm from, but unfortunately that had consequences. And sometimes I was taken out of action for 6 months after doing these things. Back in 2012, my life completely changed in managing my condition because I had a physiotherapist who was just so confused why the pain just moved around every single week. So she referred me to go and see an osteopath. So my first appointment with an osteopath, I will never forget. He first of all asked me, what does it mean to you for you to get better? I burst into tears and realized that I was living a shell of a life to the life that I dreamed. And I couldn't go and do the things like playing the Lacrosse World Cup that I had really wanted to. He then said, what would you do to get better? And I said, I would do anything. So he then didn't look at my back in that appointment, but he proceeded to go, so what do you eat? I said, anything. How's your digestive system function? I was very embarrassed and kept on asking other similar lifestyle related questions. And at the very end of the conversation, he goes, my 2 recommendations for you over the next few weeks till we see each other again are to, first of all, give up gluten because I have a feeling you're gluten intolerant, and to start drinking chicken broth for breakfast to help heal your gut. I had no idea that any of these things had anything to do with my autoimmune disease, and I was very confused. This was the years before gluten-free became popular, before people knew what chicken broth was. I had to make it myself. But the proof was in the pudding. I suddenly felt so much better. My inflammation levels went down, and I started going down the road of investigating my diet and seeing how this actually had an impact on how my whole body functioned. I've then since then delved into lots of work on my gut health and other things that are driving inflammation that's making my autoimmune disease worse in my body. I've also done a deep dive through seeing a psychotherapist into the way that my internal thoughts are ruling my life and also affecting my autoimmune condition. And all of this is whilst also working alongside a rheumatologist at the same time. But all of these changes have been amazing and transformative, and for now have kept me off taking medications for the condition, which, considering I'm still 36 years old, I feel very thankful for. So my autoimmune disease, it honestly has been the worst thing that has happened to me in terms of the pain. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. But at the same time, it's led me down this most beautiful path of realizing how my lifestyle can affect my body. And I am way healthier in so many respects as a result. So I'm extremely grateful. So I'm now 17 years or so down the road from my diagnosis. It's something I have to live with every single day. I have to adapt what I'm doing every single day. But I tell you what, I'm extremely grateful for being part of the Dragon Claw community. I have loved getting to know other people with autoimmune conditions because otherwise, quite simply, if you don't have an autoimmune condition, it's very hard to relate. So it's been wonderful meeting others and also finding out about the most amazing array of diverse topics and also contributing to it myself, because actually my journey has inspired me so much that I retrained and changed my career and have become a nutritionist, because I see the power of diet and of reducing those other body burdens like your gut health, to really support your body and living with your autoimmune condition alongside working with a rheumatologist and using medications as well.